1. Was Anne right when she said that the world would not be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old girl? Answer. Anne was not entirely right when she said that the world would not be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old girl. Although she initially believed her thoughts and experiences were unimportant, her diary became one of the most famous and important personal accounts of life during World War II. People around the world have been deeply moved by her writing, and her diary has become a powerful symbol of hope, resilience, and the human experience during difficult times. 2. There are some examples of diary or journal entries in the Before You Read section. Compare these with what Anne writes in her diary. What language was the diary originally written in? In what way is Anne's diary different? Answer. Anne Frank's diary entries differ from typical diary or journal entries in several ways. Language and original context. Anne Frank's diary was originally written in Dutch. Her diary entries are detailed and personal, providing deep insights into her thoughts, feelings, and daily experiences during a very difficult period of history. Differences. Personal reflection. Anne's diary entries are more introspective and reflective compared to many diary entries, which might focus more on daily events or simple observations. Historical context. Her diary provides a unique perspective on life during World War II, including the impact of living in hiding and the fear and hope associated with it. This historical context gives her diary a significant depth and importance beyond personal musings. Literary quality. Anne's writing is more literary and crafted, often including thoughtful observations, philosophical reflections, and creative expressions, such as the poems she wrote. This distinguishes her diary from more straightforward or factual diary entries. Emotional depth. Her diary captures profound emotional experiences, including feelings of loneliness, longing, and hope, making it more than just a record of daily events. Overall, Anne's diary stands out for its combination of personal insight, historical significance, and literary quality. 3. Why does Anne need to give a brief sketch about her family? Does she treat Kitty as an insider or an outsider? Answer. Anne provides a brief sketch of her family to give context to her diary entries. This background helps her imaginary friend Kitty understand her life and experiences better, making her reflections and feelings more meaningful. It also provides future readers with insight into her background and the people important to her. Anne treats Kitty as an insider. She writes to Kitty as if Kitty is a close and trusted friend who is familiar with her life and feelings. By sharing detailed personal experiences and emotions, Anne considers Kitty to be someone who understands and is part of her inner world, rather than an outsider. 4. How does Anne feel about her father, her grandmother, Mrs. Cooperus, and Mr. Keesing? What do these tell you about her? Answer. Anne feels about each of these people and what it reveals about her. 1. Her father. Anne describes her father as the most adorable father she has ever seen. This shows that she has a deep affection and admiration for him, highlighting her positive and loving relationship with him. 2. Her grandmother. Anne expresses a profound sense of loss and love for her grandmother, who passed away. She often thinks of her and still loves her, indicating that her grandmother had a significant impact on her life and that Anne values her memory deeply. 3. Mrs. Cooperus. Anne fondly remembers Mrs. Cooperus, her sixth form teacher, and the emotional farewell they had. This suggests that Anne respected and had a strong emotional connection with Mrs. Cooperus, valuing her role as a teacher and mentor. 4. Anne's view of Mr. Keesing evolves from seeing him as a strict teacher to appreciating his sense of humor. Initially annoyed by his punishment, she later respects and even enjoys his ability to take a joke and respond with good humor. This reflects Anne's adaptability and her ability to find and appreciate positive aspects in people, even if they are initially strict or challenging. These feelings reveal that Anne is a sensitive and appreciative person who values her relationships with those around her. She is capable of deep affection and respect and is open to seeing the good in people, even when their actions might be difficult for her. Next 5. What does Anne write in her first essay? Answer. In her first essay, Anne writes about the topic a chatterbox. She justifies her talking habit by arguing that it is an inherited trait. She explains that talking is a natural behavior for students and attributes her tendency to talk to her mother, who also talks a lot. Anne suggests that it is a trait she cannot completely change, even though she will try to control it. Next, 6. Anne says teachers are most unpredictable. Is Mr. Keesing unpredictable? How? Answer. Yes, Mr. Keesing is depicted as unpredictable. Initially, he is strict and assigns Anne extra homework as a punishment for talking in class. However, he later shows a different side when he appreciates Anne's creative response to his punishment. After Anne writes a humorous poem about a chatterbox, Mr. Keesing finds it amusing and shares it with other classes, showing a more lenient and playful side. This shift from strict punishment to appreciating Anne's creativity highlights his unpredictable nature.